everyone. Really super excited to be here today in front of all of you, our dearest partners along the journey. And today I want to share with you our point of view about the best strategies in which each of you can meet your goals and grow your business. Maybe before we start, just a couple of words about myself. So I'm Barak, I'm Chief Product Officer at AppsFlyer. And the most interesting thing I want to share with you is that prior to AppsFlyer, quite a few years ago, I was actually sitting on your side of the table. I was a founder and CEO of a mobile app company. Used to enjoy AppsFlyer product as my attribution partner back then. And one thing I can tell you from my mobile app journey is that I really admire each and every one of you here in the room succeeding to grow in such a hectic business. So well done. So let's talk about AppsFlyer and you, about our relationship. If I would ask you, what is AppsFlyer for you? What would you say? Probably 99% would say that AppsFlyer is our MMP, our measurement partner. For some of you, by the way, we're the MMP for over a decade, so we go a long way together and we truly appreciate this trust. But wait a minute. What does it mean that we're your MMP? What does it say about your expectation from us to connect between click to install, to show you a full LTV funnel, maybe to help you with web to app, with cleaning your fraud? In the past, probably, until like 4 years ago, each one of you would say something slightly different. But since then, the responses that we get about the expectations from MMPs changed dramatically, and we get very different answers. Each customers expect from their MMP for something completely different. So in today's reality, what you should expect from your MMP, what you should expect from AppsFlyer. So it made me to think a bit. And I want to share with you from my point of view what you should expect from your mobile measurement partner. I think that you should expect one main thing. As your trusted partner, the one helping you, we want to be the one helping you to grow your business, for whatever it means. Growing your business by closing the measurement loop. Growing your business by ensuring that you take the right data-driven decisions for your business. We work, as Ronen said, with 10,000 different advertisers, by the way, with over 100,000 apps in Google Play and App Store in growing their business. So if each and every one of you is Mario and you all want to grow and become Super Mario, we want to be your vehicle for that. I don't know if a lot of the people here are as old as I am and played this thing in the 90s, but this is the Fire Flower, which helps Mario to change in becoming Super Mario, and we want to be that thing helping you to grow your business to become the super app you want to be. But in order to help you grow, we need first to understand the ever-changing ecosystem in which each of you is operating. And as I said before, I take my hat off for you in growing your business in such a hectic environment. So what do you need? Each one of you needs to deal with in order to grow your business. First, you need to manage your marketing strategy in an environment where crucial signals are lost, like device identifiers. It affects measurement, but not only measurement, right? It affects targeting, it affects monetization. You operate in a very shaky macro economy. I had a couple of days of meetings with our customers in Bangalore and hearing how you all need to adapt from optimizing towards growth to optimizing towards revenue. So macroeconomy has its effects. Channels and platforms are changing every day. CTV, PC, consoles. It creates risks, but it also opens opportunities. The way end users are seeing ads is changing rapidly. It's not anymore banners and only clicks. It's also playable ads, videos, different social networks engagements, influencers. Your end users are experiencing ads differently, which affects your marketing strategy. If we all thought SK Ad Network is complex, then Android Privacy Sandbox is just around the block, making it 10x more complex. You need to adapt it in our strategy. Fraudsters are interesting, especially in a reality of lack of device identifiers, which enable them to deliver fraudulent traffic without being caught. And tech isn't stopping as well, opening for each and every one of us huge opportunities, especially in the new AI era. So how can we help you grow in such a changing ecosystem? First and foremost, of course, with our rich suite of products. We have 18 different products, from attribution to OneLink to Protect, SK Ad Network, Conversion Studio, Creative Incrementality, CTV Measurement, Data Clean Rooms. I probably forgot a few, but like Ronan said, no worries. I'm not going to talk with you about any of these products, though I can speak about them for 10 hours, so feel free to catch me afterwards, over lunch, over dinner. I'll be happy to talk about any of them. There is nothing, at least I'm personally more proud to speak about than this one. But today, I actually want to talk about the other half of what it means to be your growth partner, how we can assist you in taking the best decisions in becoming Super Mario. What did we learn from the biggest shopping, travel, gaming, fintech, health, banking apps of the world, and also here in India? Which marketing strategies work for them, work for you, and which aren't? So what it really takes to switch your marketing strategy from a good strategy to really being a great marketing strategy. When I tell you the number 11, what do you think about? I want to hear you. What is the first thing pops into your head? Your birthday. Ocean 11, okay. Cricket. Okay. I thought some of you will say Apollo 11. I must say that for me, personally, 11 is always soccer since the 80s, since the happy Maradona days. But I learned that whenever I ask this question in India, I get the very, very, very same answer. I must admit that from the place I come from, cricket is not such a thing. I learned in the last few days that it's not a relevant image. Dhoni retired. And Ronan, thanks for reminding me that Super Bowl is on Monday. But for our session, 11 is going to be, I want to share with you the 11 marketing strategies that we've learned from our customers can help you to grow your business. So let's start with strategy number 1. And it's not a coincidence that it's the first one, because it's really the basis for everything. Ensure that every marketing activity that you have is really measured. And today, being measured is not just a 0 and 1 game. You need to ensure that you have all the different attribution models in place. Probabilistic, deterministic, device ID-based, SRNs, probabilistic, SK Ad Network, Privacy Sandbox, incrementality, media mix modeling. You need to multi-touch, last touch. Each one has its advantages and disadvantages, but together they create the full puzzle. And to make it even harder, each of them is different between UA and remarketing. And when we talk about measurement, it's not just about attribution. It's also validating that the cost and revenue data is clean, connected, validated, removed from the different taxes, whether it's by the countries or by the app stores. And measurement is, of course, not just from add to install. It's also measuring the entire LTV funnel. But what is really the bottom line of measuring everything? Validating that all these models, all these different data points, which became really complex in the new privacy era, create only one single source of truth, which is actionable for you. Like the old phrase is saying, when there is one person in a room with a watch, everyone knows what's the time. When there are two people with watch, no one knows what's the real time. So right now you have in your business the SK Ad Network watch, the Privacy Sandbox watch, the Media Mix Modeling watch. We are creating the single source of truth to enable you to have one watch ticking in your growth loop to grow your business. The second strategy I want to refer to is ensuring that you have a very healthy diversity between your marketing activities, different geos, growing both in Android and Apple, exploring constantly new channels, new networks, new ad formats, new audience you want to target, which differs from one network to the other, especially for big brands like you. You must know how to go wide and explore all these opportunities. Identifying new growth opportunities all the time. Also, by the way, minimizing the risk and volatility of your KPIs. So going wide is certainly an important strategy that we see. But now I want to say something important. Going wide and opening new opportunities based on what we see from the data is not enough. You also need to go deep. Each channel has different parameters, different levers to optimize. Each needs a different targeting strategy. Each leverages different bidding models, right? CPI, CPC, click per tap. Some of them are keywords dependent, like Apple Search Ads, some not. Some enable you to control the site ID, the publisher. Some are more black box, for example, like Google and Meta. And I named here just a few parameters, but eventually, based on data, we see that the ones that succeed to grow manage to progress actually in both passes. They don't contradict each other. They manage to go wide, but on the important channels, they go deep and optimize each and every lever. Especially in 2024, creative is more important than ever. Lack of identifiers pushes the optimization in the top of the funnel to be one of the most crucial aspects in your strategy. So what each and every one of you should validate about your creative. First, that you analyze them in a cross-channel manner. What works for you well across all channels. Second, and actually many, based on the data we see fail in that, is that you don't want to measure creative only based on the conversion rate from the creative to the click, but actually analyze each and every creative in a full LTV, in a full ROAS manner. And last thing, especially in the AI era, creative is not one unified element. Each creative is built of different text, a different model, different background, different elements. You want to separate each and every element in the creative and analyze them by themselves in order to find the best creatives that work for you well for each audience and each channel. Strategy number 5 marks that it's not about every step in the funnel. It's actually about looking at the funnel as a whole, as one experience for your end users. Their experience starts with seeing the ad, continues to the App Store, and then inside the app. They all need to speak the same language. And it might sound obvious, but today there are 36 different variants in the App Store and Google Play, right, with custom product pages and custom store listing. And I hope all of you are leveraging these great things from Apple and Google. Deep linking enables to open your app in thousands of different contexts. So the ones that succeed to grow are the ones that optimize each and every of these flows, from the right ad creative to the right app store creative to the right in-app experience. But marketing is not just about paid channels, right? Especially when most of you are coming from very strong and powerful brands. How do you maximize your website as a channel to re-engage with your mobile app users? What's your cross-platform strategy, meeting your customers in email, SMS, push, on connected TV, which is really booming these days, and also between your different mobile apps? Many of you are having a very rich portfolio of apps. Remember to maximize the assets that you already have, whether it's sort of like a real estate assets like your website, your different apps, whether it's simply your first-party data to create a holistic experience that converts your end users better and eventually yields a higher LTV. So maximize your own assets and data. And if we already talk about LTV, remember that the best marketing strategies actually go beyond ROAS. First, because the best ROAS decisions are taken when you see the full context of the product. You have literally no idea how many companies we meet where there are silos between the product teams and the marketing teams. So marketing teams are optimizing while actually the app on the product size changed and broke everything. Product teams are taking decisions based on A/B tests that are poisoned because the marketing strategy has been changed. And it's really important for me to mention this point because I looked over the people here on the audience, and many of you are actually leading both the marketing and the product teams. And I want to say to you that even if marketing teams are optimizing perfectly towards ROAS, even if product teams are optimizing perfectly to LTV, it doesn't mean that together they optimize it the right way to growth. Both of these local maximums don't necessarily create the one global maximum. Product teams and marketing teams are actually one united growth strategy where ROAS and LTV coexist together. One of the things that I learned is that you cannot have a session these days without mentioning AI. So strategy number I talks about AI in the marketing stack, and I want to mention specifically 3 areas where we see that AI is really making the change about your marketing strategy. First one is about compensating on the loss of signals like identifiers. You want to leverage AI to build the most accurate probabilistic models that create that single source of truth. Number 2 is detecting, I've mentioned before, going deep. Detecting real-time opportunities in the most efficient way, and not less important, in the most time-sensitive manner to change the different levers, maximize the real-time opportunities that you have in your marketing to grow. And the third one, actually a very interesting one that we start to see more and more popular, is making your entire creative loop AI-driven. Starts by measurement and based on AI to analyze each and every element on your creative, and then leveraging generative AI to create these new creatives. So a full AI-driven creative loop, something that we see becoming more and more popular, and really leveraging AI wisely in the marketing world. Eventually, I think all tips here are irrelevant if you don't look at everything as one stack, because it's not just about measurement, right? It's also about sending the right signals to your customer engagement platform, to your CRM, to your product analytics. Like I've said before, it's the only way for marketing and product teams to work together, and also sending the right signals back to your ad networks to optimize your campaigns. Again, especially in today's reality with lack of identifiers, mostly on iOS, but coming later that year also in Android and Privacy Sandbox. The more rich the signals that you're sending through your MMP to the ad networks, the better they can optimize the campaigns for you. We're gearing towards the end with last 2 tips. I think this one is obvious. Good marketing teams test everything. I'm sure that while you're here enjoying Goa, you probably have in parallel 20 different live A/B tests for your app, whether on the marketing side or on the product side. I want you to ensure that you're testing everything, every different lever with A/B tests. And one thing that we've learned is that A/B tests must be very bold. It's not about whether this button needs to be light purple or dark purple. Be bold with what you're testing. You want to fail fast or win fast. But the ones that we see that are testing things really different, they find their way to optimize their growth. And last one, just to sum up all of my tips, actually, this is exactly what's happening in this room right now. Don't work in silos. Leverage the wisdom of the crowd to see what is working for others. We're very proud, hopefully, to enable you to learn from others as well and to be such a growth partner for you. And actually, these 11 tips are not things that, it's not a book that we've written ourselves. It's a book that we've written thanks to all of you and thanks to 100,000 different apps of the store. So leverage the wisdom of crowd, and we're happy to be one such small unit in that wisdom of crowd for you. I thought that you might get later offline all the presentations, so I wanted you to have one slide summarizing everything, how you want to measure everything, go wide, go deep, and leverage creative. Ensure that you have one flow all the way from the ad to inside the app. The ways that you re-engage with your users, understanding that marketing is also about LTV, leverage AI where it's relevant for your marketing, connect everything across your stack, tech everything, and enjoy the wisdom of crowd, because whether 11 for you is soccer or probably cricket, you have the right fire flower to help you switch from Mario to Super Mario, and as your partners would be very happy on keeping being that fire flower for you. One small piece in your amazing business growth. Thank you very much and enjoy the event.